Hey everybody, how's it going? It's me, your guy, Mikigai, and today I'm talking about how I became a Hololive fan. So, I've been a fan of Hololive for a bit over 2 years now. It's become one of my most recent passions in recent time, and it's such a great thing to be a part of. You know, the organization itself is really great. The community that has been created here is really great, and of course the talents themselves, all the girls that do, you know, all the streaming, their concerts and every other creative project in between, they're all wonderful, and I'm really happy to be a part of that, and so many of us are happy to be part of the Hololive community. So the question arises for those of you who have come here and you watch my reactions, like, how in the world did I get here? Because sometimes I think about it, I'm like, I don't even know how I got here. But that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to tell you the full story of how I became a Hololive fan. Now, before, I've told little bits and little pieces scattered throughout videos, but I've never told the full story. So that's what we're going to do today. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know, I really appreciate it. I make multiple Hololive videos every week, so please look forward to those. And with all that said, let's get into the story. So, for some context, during 2020 was the start of the COVID pandemic, a really strange time for all of us, right? And it's during this time, and it's well documented, it's during this time that VTubing as a whole was really booming. You know, everybody forced to be inside entertaining themselves however they can. It became natural that a lot of online talents, a lot of online entertainers started growing so much in popularity, and that goes for VTubing and Hololive as a whole as well. So if we jump to 2021, where my story begins, at this point, VTubers are very popular, start showing up on YouTube algorithms a lot more. So when I was scrolling one day, just bored out of my mind, I'm not sure what I want to do, what I want to watch, but you know, I'm just bored. And it's at that point where I come across a video. Now, that video happened to me, Mori Calliope's raps, one of them. I don't remember which one, but it's definitely one of her earlier ones. Ones with one of her very notorious early raps. And you know, I was intrigued, so I clicked on it and I watched it, and it was so cool to me just watching an anime girl doing all this rapping. I thought it was super cool. You know, I'd always been a big anime fan, always enjoyed the genre a lot, so seeing this was a new cool little thing for me. You know, it really piqued my interest. So yeah, I thought it was really cool, and this is where I first stumbled upon the term VTuber. I didn't know what it was at all. At first, I thought that Callie was like a Vocaloid, because that was something I was familiar with, like Hatsune Miku and all the other Vocaloids she's associated with. So I was like, oh, she's like a Vocaloid or something. And I was like, well, the technology has really grown because she sounds practically human. It was only after, you know, I started doing a little bit more research, because my curiosity was piqued, that I learned what a virtual YouTuber was, what Callie was doing online, and you know, I was really smitten with her. I really wanted to go and see what else she had to offer, so I did. And at that point, I started watching all of her music-related content. I enjoyed every single bit of it. I thought it was really cool. I thought she was very talented, and overall, it was just a real fun time. So at this point, you know, I really liked Callie, but I wasn't motivated enough or intrigued enough to actually watch her live streams. Now, the reason for this is because I just naturally don't watch a lot of live stream content. Even today, being like the big Hololive fan I am now, I don't watch a lot of stream content. Most of the content I consume when it comes to Hololive is in the form of clips, comps, you know, condensed streams, stuff like that. It's just how I naturally am. I do have a propensity to lean towards more pre-planned created content, as well as, you know, I don't really watch anything that long, right? I don't usually sit through 2-hour videos, 2-hour streams, 3-hour streams. So for me, it's just much more natural to go through pre-planned content than stream content. So I wasn't motivated enough to actually watch one of her gameplay streams. But because I ran into Callie and I liked her stuff, something popped up that would intrigue me even more into the rabbit hole that was Hololive. And it's something I think a lot of us earlier fans are well aware of, and that would be the Coco Reddit shitpost review. So this is where we get to the second part of the story, and that is Coco Kiryuu, who has since graduated from Hololive, as we all know. But at that moment, you know, I did not know she was associated with Callie or Hololive, but I just saw the thumbnail, you know, the Reddit shitpost review. I saw Callie's image on that thumbnail, and I was intrigued. So I clicked on it, and man, even though like I didn't understand all the jokes, obviously because I had not been a fan for very long, I just really had a great time. I really enjoyed it. I liked Coco's personality. I thought her English was really impressive, even though she was a Japanese talent. And overall, you know, I was just really smitten with Coco as well. So after watching that video, I ran into a full playlist of multiple Reddit shitpost reviews with Coco. You know, at that point, it's time to binge watch. And oh, with that said, a big thank you to Nendoro Translate, who was the channel behind a lot of those videos. If it wasn't for Nendoro, I might not be part of this community now. So a big thank you to Nendoro for making those subbed videos of the Reddit shitpost reviews. Those were a godsend for me. So I was binge watching like crazy, man. I was watching them, having a lot of fun. Not only that, I was learning a lot about Hololive. This was the time I was learning, and it was from the shitpost reviews, which is really funny. You'd think you'd watch, you know, one of those guides to Hololive or something like that, but no, it was Coco just reading all these shitty Reddit posts and having a lot of fun with it. And that's where I started learning about Hololive as a whole, how it was an organization, how it worked, who was a part of it, all that kind of stuff. I ended up liking Coco so much that I actually decided to tune in on a stream, something I hadn't done with Callie, but now I wanted to do with Coco because I really liked her. I thought she was absolutely hilarious. I really liked her VTuber design, so I was all in for it. So when I went to go to her channel to finally watch one of her recent streams, I came across that dreaded term, graduation. And at that time, I didn't know what graduation meant, you know, just like a lot of noobs. I thought maybe she was going to school or something like that. It was only after I had done the research that I learned that, you know, she had retired as a VTuber, that she was no longer making content with Hololive. And, you know, it was I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty sad moment. I had spent all this time investing myself in this person and this entertainer, only to find out that she wasn't around anymore. It was kind of like falling in love with a ghost, you know, liking this person that no longer exists. Coco, during her time in Hololive, was a very powerful presence. She brought in so many people into community with her, you know, with her wild personality, her no holds bar type of attitude, and I was one of those people. And it was a really bittersweet moment to come to that realization that she wasn't part of Hololive anymore. But what she did leave behind was this seed she planted in me, you know, this interest in Hololive, the name, the people. It was something stuck in my head now. So you might be asking, well, what did I do from there? Well, from there, I actually didn't touch on Hololive that much because, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little devastated. I was a little devastated that I couldn't watch Coco. I had really grown a liking to her. If she had been around with Hololive up to today, I think she would have been my Oshi because I liked her that much. But because she was no longer there, I was a little sad. So I had taken a little break from Hololive at that point. But the name and the talents and everything that had to do with Hololive was stuck in my head from that point. And that's really important because after a while, I had created this channel. It was originally just supposed to be a wide variety of Japanese related content, you know, anime, games, all that kind of stuff, music. But it was only a bit after I started the channel when I started making a Hololive reaction, which did very well for itself. and so I continued to do it, you know. I initially just planned to make it a one-off thing, like, oh, I can make a video about Hololive, that thing I was interested for a little while, and see like what people think about it. And then it did really well, and I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let me do another one. And then from there, it just snowballed into the channel we have today, where it's very Hololive centric. A lot of music reactions, little funny clips, a lot of different types of content. But yeah, if it hadn't been for Callie and Coco, who had built that intrigue through me during those early days, I wouldn't have decided to feature Hololive here on the channel. And if it hadn't been for that, I might not be the big fan I am today. And you know, from there, the rest is, you know, history. I started reacting to all the different girls that were here in Hololive here on the channel, whether for their music, for their stories from other YouTube channels, from their funny clips and moments. Here's where I really grew into the Hololive fan I am today, but it's only because of Coco and because of Callie, who were those early talents for me to gain that exposure to Hololive. It was only because of those two that I am here now with you guys telling my story. So a big thank you to those two who are still doing great, amazing things. You know, I keep in touch with Kason, with what she does every now and then, and of course I follow Callie and all the other Hololive girls on a consistent basis, so a big thank you to them. But that's pretty much it. Of course, it's not the most, you know, crazy exciting story. It's not like I was going through something or you know, I felt misguided in some way. You know, I was just a regular guy, you know, who was looking for something to get into. You know, I've always been someone who has passions and hobbies, and always like learning new things and getting interested in new things I had no idea before. And Hololive came at the perfect time. So that's pretty much the whole story of how I became a Hololive fan. I hope you all enjoyed. I'd love to know your guys' stories. If you want to leave a brief description of how you got into this wonderful community arts, please leave a comment down below. I appreciate it. I love when people share their thoughts, their opinions, their stories. It's really great, and especially since, you know, all our experiences and all our stories are unique in their own little special way. So I'd love to know how you guys got into this wonderful community that we call Hololive. But with that said, that is the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Like I said before, I make multiple videos every week, so if you're looking for more content like this, then I am your guy, Mikigai. And with all that said, I wish you guys all the love and peace.